Okay, we about to go ahead and get into the comments to the topic.
The comments.
I don't know why I just said that.
Sorry, y'all, for me getting my bun together.
Yeah, we have outtakes. We'll do that another time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so today's topic is about oversharing or not sharing enough. So let's just start off with the general question that I asked on Facebook. How much do you share with your friends when you're in a relationship, Nelly P?
Relationships, information. I've learned that you can't tell anything. I'm gonna say this. It depends who you telling what to. There's my friends. There's certain friends that I can tell everything to, and there's certain friends that I only give certain details. Because friends are really committed to friends, and sometimes,
hopefully,
yeah, and sometimes that commitment can turn into an anger to where you might be over something, but your friends aren't because they're committed to you in that way and they love you that much and they just don't appreciate the things that are being done to you. And you and Todd might be okay, but your friends still don't like Todd, and it just causes friction. So you just have to be real careful. I think it comes down to the point where you know what to say to who. Now, granted, that's trial and error too. You learn the hard way sometimes, but I think it just depends on who the person is about what you're telling. And also, let me say one more thing. The older I've gotten, I just learned that a lot of stuff you just keep to yourself. Like if you trying to deal with it on your own, just keep it to yourself, or have like that one person that you can call and just let it out to that won't be judgmental, and it's over.
So I agree. I feel like that you share what you feel is relevant.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can get somebody's advice without giving them
too much,
all of your business and your partner's business. And I think that's what people think of, like you don't want to tell it all, but maybe we do need to vent. We do need somebody else sometimes to tell me, am I tripping? Or, or was he wrong? Or was I wrong? Just to get an opinion. Now, granted, hopefully these are sound people that, would not tell you your man is always tripping and you always right. Hopefully we're not dealing with those people. But I think there's a line where you can tell select things, get the point across without spilling all the beans, basically.
Yes. And honestly, you can do like hypothetical things. Like you can bring something to your friend and act like it's about your other homegirl that you never know. Like, and spit it that way.
We can tell us on the show and we'll tell everybody.
And then everybody get opinions right. Like, it is what it is. I just
people
feel like
do that a lot.
Yeah.
To talk about something so that they can hear what everybody thinks.
Yeah, but it definitely gets dangerous and sketchy sometimes. And that's with friends and family as far as what you telling about in your relationship.
So something interesting that I read online was that we share so much negative with our friends.
Yeah.
Take for instance, by the way, if I say like too many times, somebody stop me. Because last week it was out of control and y'all let me continue on like a maniac. Okay.
Don't say like a lot though.
Yeah, and I've been working on it for about a year. So, I'm sure, but that's different. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, what was I saying? Something I found interesting. Sharing the negative.
Something on the internet.
So, when we get together, say you have a best friend and you really like her boyfriend. You think they're a good couple or whatever, and you witness their interactions. How often do you feel she comes and tells you the good things? So it's not that you're a person, you have your own opinion of him, and it's a positive one. So you don't need her to tell you, but if you thought about it, how many times would she tell you the good things? Or, are your good things only based off of you just witnessing, which is good, but is that what it's based off of? Because every time she talks to you about him, it's some drama or some type of situation, which I thought was very interesting. You would think that if you're in this relationship and it's a relatively healthy relationship, we shouldn't hear all the negative stuff.
It should be some good stuff.
Even if it's few and far between. Why don't we tell, that means those in betweens is good, so why don't we share that? Or is it awkward?
And I don't even think it's awkward because I've had good things done to me and it's like, girl, okay. Because really it's like a bubbly feeling type deal.
I'm saying, is that one reason why people wouldn't share it? Is it awkward?
Well, for me, it wouldn't be awkward to call you and just tell you some good news about Bay real quick. Like, girl, let me just tell you what he did real quick while he in the store. It's like, I don't think it's awkward. I also feel like sometimes Yeah, I don't think that's awkward at all. The more I even think about it, but it's good to say though because usually it's nothing really good when you having a sit down discussion with your friends. The last thing you talking about is what the good is because y'all having a sit down discussion because all of y'all are probably venting about whoever y'all talking to, and it's like how you said a group of friends. We all know the good stuff that he does, quote unquote, just because we be around or just because we know or whatever. But it's still like you gotta toot your man horn sometimes.
Yeah, and Miss K5 said, I'm a bragger when I'm proud, so you're gonna hear the good. And that's good, but I feel as if we should consciously try to do that because it will make you wonder, not to mention, thoughts become things. And things, power of the tongue.
Yes.
So if we keep rehearsing what's negative,
that's all this we're going to keep getting back because that's what we're putting out there.
Especially when we have so much positive that we're not appreciating if this is a good relationship.
Because, I mean, the little things or the bad things that can be done in a relationship, there's still some good things being done. Like, y'all might have had a falling out, or you might have seen, or you might have heard, but maybe his approach was great, and maybe he broke it down to you in a great way. So, when you talking about it to your homegirl, don't hype up the issue.
Ooh, Chanel,
and then it's like, but he did hit me up because we already passed what he did. We so far down the line.
I witnessed that before firsthand where we're at a party. I'm there. I see the altercation, disagreement, whatever. And then when we retell it to our friend, I have to say, now wait, he didn't do that. The girl wasn't that, like, you gotta soften it down because sometimes we get caught up in our emotions, and then that's how we relate to our girlfriends. And our girlfriends, of course, they're gonna act crazy because it sounds crazy.
And they feel some
but if I'm the girlfriend that was there and I'm relatively calm, you shouldn't be hyped up because you getting the hearsay version. So don't hype the people up.
Right.
Miss K5, I brag about my friends too. That's good. We're gonna get to the relationship.
Yeah, so it's just like it's cool stuff. Like I think you gotta just be cautious.
So when it comes to the bad stuff, I think that's where it gets clearly the most tricky. Because like we said, if they're your real friends, they're on your side. They're your family, they're on your side. So what happens is we tell our friends stuff and then we move past it, but our friends haven't moved past it, and then we get this awkward elephant in the room where your friend is like, I know everything, and she was at my house crying, and now you get to all of that, which
the friends got to remember that we've all been the crying friend. Like, we be forgetting that, or the upset friend, or the friend sitting down and I'm venting to y'all. Like, we forget that when you are involved with a person, it might be a time when he upset you, or it might be something y'all going through and it's hurting you and it's making you emotional and you want to talk about it. Like, we've all been there in the circle, sitting in the middle, and all our friends on the outside pouring into us what we need to hear. So it's like, don't forget, in the same respect you expect me to have when I run into your significant other again, is the same thing that you should show me.
And I would like to think that I'm the friend that just doesn't like your boyfriend because he's not a good person. Which probably doesn't sound better, but I'm not going to hold what he does to you against him. Like, I may dislike him for what he did to me. Or interactions I've seen with other people, or maybe you...
Just him as a person.
Yeah, him as a person. Which, don't get that confused, people. That doesn't mean I'm going to act rude.
I was about to say, still at the same time, you'll still be like, hey, how you doing?
Right, but, let's not get that confused. And, if you're a really mature person like myself, then you don't... When she is venting, your responses do not come from the place of what he did to you and why you didn't like him this time, and you can't get. It's a fine line.
It is very fine line. That's what I was saying. You just gotta be even when you're the friend that's receiving the information, like she just said, you have to be sure that the things you are saying aren't coming from if that was me, because it's not you.
We got a drama comment. She said you gotta be careful who you telling your good stuff too. She said one time she was telling her friend, in quotations, all the good stuff he was doing, but then she turned around and tried to talk to him. So you have to make sure it's your true friend that you can tell the good stuff too. I think I ain't never dealt with shady friend.
And I was about to say that's true too, but I just feel like that line, don't be telling, because they say that don't tell us good stuff about your man or somebody gonna try to take him. I just would hate to even think that anybody I'm surrounding myself with is like that. So, but
I mean, clearly can happen. Ladarius said his crew's single, so everything negative.
Everything.
But yeah, I think if you're clearly not worried because you're telling them. But if that happens, clearly that person wasn't your friend, and clearly that man, if it really goes far, wasn't your man either.
Right?
It happened. But me and Martika always talk about that. We see stuff on TV best friend sleep. It's like, how did we even get there? How, it's a lot of steps in between just telling your friend that.
Which is what we always say. It's too many steps, far fetched from me into the bedroom.
Yeah.
It's way too many steps for y'all to both have thought this is not right.
Yeah.
Somebody sit down. No, you need to stop. Back up off me. Whoop, skirt, stiff arm, something. Goodness gracious. But it's real.
Also train of thought.
Okay, so from the friends, you also have to the family. Which this is you sharing about your relationship, which is the same.
Yeah. The only difference I think is, essentially, like, I guess when I think of, like, my situation personally, probably the only person in my family I tell everything to. You see me moving slow?
Is your mom.
Yes, my mom.
And mine too.
And my mom is an amazing person. So I do know that my mom would, quote unquote, act accordingly. Like, if something was bad, but mothers have that in them, because like, a good mother knows your child not gonna listen to you all the time. Your child has to learn on their own. So even if they know, they just have this line in front of them that they just
don't cross.
They parent to the line, and it's very impressive. I'm not gonna lie, because with my little sister, I get frustrated.
And I think it comes natural too, because I think even the mothers are frustrated when they hear that we're upset. Yeah. But it's also a thing like, I'm a woman and I've been there, and she'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like your mother knows that you're gonna be okay. Even in your worst situations, your mother can relate because she's a woman. Your aunt, whoever, anybody older, they always can relate because they've been there. And like, that's what I was saying. I can, like, my mother, my father, and my sister, those are my immediate family members. My mother off-rip everything, anything, whatever. And if Janae heard this right now, she'd be upset, but life happens. And, Janae, I have to choose wisely because she is a big sister to the core. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And when she see you, she gonna let you know she knew what you did and you still wrong today, and she don't want to talk to you. And it can't be like that, because then it's like that now we, your sister, and it's just like, bro, can you chill? We good. You calm down. Whatever the case may be. My father, he's a man that knows how boys are, because that's what he call them. He's a man that knows that these guys that like us are boys trying to grow to be men. So in his life, he ain't gonna fake the funk, and he ain't gonna be phony to you either though. So he gonna see you, and he gonna give you a nice little pat on the back, like, I talked to Chanel. I hope you doing all right here. Now he gonna let you know, like, I know something, but I ain't tripping, because I'm a man too, and I understand. But that's my daughter.
We got some comments about the mama. So Cece said you can't tell your mama bad stuff. They don't let stuff go. Mom, Kima said the same thing. Mom's not letting anything go. I don't think they let it go, but
they know how to act.
But
my mom.
But at the same time, what I will say that, like I said, my mom's a very nice person. She will know how to act. She has a very great heart. But if you don't believe nothing else I say today, if your mama knows, you gonna know eventually. So if your mama not letting it go, it's probably something that shouldn't be let go. That's how I would feel about my mama. Like, my mom's not irrational. She not, so if my mom hasn't let something go, I haven't got there yet. I haven't realized this is not what I deserve or whatever I shouldn't deal with, but she knows it. So is she really not letting it go? You know what I'm saying? She got good.
Because mothers have intuition, just like women, but a mom's intuition is different than just a woman. Like,
and guys, can y'all comment about y'all mamas? Ladarius commented. We'll get to him in a second. But guys, comment about y'all moms or your dad or somebody in your family that you would tell, sisters, brothers.
Yeah, and that's how I was saying. Like, mothers have a certain type of intuition too when it comes down to men they've met. Certain moms have those feelings, have those vibes, have that intuition, have that discernment to know, like, oh, this ain't it, but she'll figure it out that this ain't it. And if she asks me something, I tell her, but if she don't ask me nothing, that's cool too, because she'll figure it out, because this isn't it. And moms know the strength of their daughters too, and their capabilities.
Yes, there you go, before we know it ourselves. So Miss K5 said, I usually talk to my older brother, but he's special forces and crazy, so I have to be careful what I tell him. Ladarius said he don't tell his mama nothing unless he has to. Miss K5 said some men talk to their mama too much. Ladarius' mama be trying him. When your mama come tell me something we had a personal conversation about, I've been there too.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, when moms, and that's when you get the girl that when you break up with the girl, the mom don't like the next girl because
that's really when the mom, no offense, don't know her place or isn't remembering that she's a mother and not a friend. Because if you have a conversation with your mother about something we've talked about, it shouldn't ever be brought up again. That's just like if I have a conversation with Pierre or Javon about something and she's in a space with my boyfriend, she should never say it to him unless he is addressing it, and she should still act like she don't know nothing about it.
Honey, what? Say that again.
She should still act like she don't know nothing about it.
Yes.
Instant
you can be
replay.
like, oh, for real?
Right. And I'm good for that.
You better. And shout out to my mama, who I'm just talking all good about. She not even listening to the show. She's sending me pictures talking about shit she bought it. Girl, you need to be tuned in. That's what you need to be. Okay, anyway. So I was going to say about siblings. You said about Janae. I think that, I have brothers. I have a sister too, but I'm the protective person in my family. So I'm not even as much so worried about somebody else being more harsh than me. But I think when it's the other way around, like with my sister, now if you would ask me a year ago, I might would have popped off. But now I think if my sister was to tell me something, I would give her my advice. And then I wouldn't call the boy out like in front of nobody or whatever. But if it was on some like we were cool, I would have a conversation with him. Right. You know, like just let you know, because I feel like I'm good at being unbiased. You know, outside the situation. You know, let you know I see you and I might hurt you, but don't make me. You know, real cute like that. Kenny said, I don't tell my mom anything, but she somehow knows me and when something is up. Because that's mama's.
I was about to say, a mother intuition, it makes sense. And even for guys, I feel like a lot of mothers don't really get into it until the guy gets into it with her. And usually a guy isn't talking about his mother to a woman, until it's something serious. A lot of guys don't even bring women around their family and stuff like that unless it's something like they feel like may be something, you know. So it makes sense to where a lot of guys aren't saying anything.
And Kima said it's hard to see your younger sibling go through stuff that you've been through and they don't listen. Preachers to woo. And see, but I have come around as well, like you, and realized that they have to learn on their own. Yeah.
And see, that's what I appreciated about when I seen Jazz going through whatever it was she was going through, and you being a big sister, like. You got to get a view from a little sister, and I got to get the view from the big sister about how, you know, sometimes I might feel like Janae is doing too much when really, you know, it's just because she cares and she sees what I can't see right then and there, or she really has my best interest at heart. And it's like, I understand. Then on the flip, I can understand what Jazz was saying. Like, she didn't want to tell you stuff because in the end, you got to think, if that's my big sister, I don't want her to know that I'm hurting because that's my big sister. It's like, we know. But at the end of the day, just how you are my big sister and you walked ahead of me, I still got to trip and fall behind you.
And the same thing goes with friends, because when you don't tell somebody something and it's bad, you not tell them because you know what they're going to say.
Right.
Like, so it's that part of what you don't want to hear that you push in the back of your mind.
And it's really just like, I'll just get there when I get there type deal. Sometimes you got to trip, to fall, to get up, to keep it going. Sometimes you got to take that.
Said, my mom plays hopscotch on the line. It's crazy, but I love her. Hopscotch, that's funny.
She's real close.
Yes, it's hard seeing friends go through. You just got to be an ear.
It is very hard. You got to be an ear. You got to be to get them out the house. You know, you got to be the girl. We're going to have a wine night tonight. Now, don't be trying. One thing I will say is I don't like when the friends, men or women, I don't like when they try to force a date either. Like, somebody fresh out of something. It's like, oh, you should do, and it's like, how about I just hang out with you? Like, the people that people need to hang with, when you get your heart broken and stuff, the next thing you're not trying to do is go into another date. It's like, let me get my homeboys or let me get my homegirls and let's go out and have a good time. Because I know y'all ain't hurting my feelings.
Okay, so on the flip side, this is another thing. So what about how much you share
with your mate
with your mate of your family, which I think can be tricky too, because sometimes, say for instance, I'm dating somebody that has no siblings, and I'm talking about my brothers, and we argued today, and my sister stole my this and whatever. They could be like, oh, F that, like, you know,
they can act the same way the friends act.
Yes, they could be really harsh because that you don't know that life, and then you might think you might not like my brother, and now I got beef with you because that's my brother, you know. So it's almost like me and my brother may brawl, go at it, but just because I told you what happened, don't you be saying something about my brother like that's not cool. And I think it can get like that too, especially when you meet somebody new and they haven't witnessed the dynamic. Right. They just hear what you say, you know. It could be a little tricky.
And I feel like too, though, at the point of me being in a relationship with you to where I can talk about my family issues with you. I'm not doing that until I know you enough and how you will react. You know what I'm saying?
Not even like that, though.
Like anything, though. Like, because, okay, like, if me and my sister get in an argument, the first thing I think to call a friend first.
That's why I said not even an issue that's happening right now. Like, say you talking to somebody, they ask you something, and you can just tell a story about your family. Okay. Like, it's not like it's fresh, not like it's heated and you need their advice. Not like spilling out it's just that you're telling it, but to them, it could come off a whole nother way because they just, you know, don't know.
And then on the flip side, as the boyfriend or the girlfriend, I also feel like you just don't even know your place. You know what I'm saying? Because if whatever I'm telling you because of what we are.
But it's not their place, it's what they've experienced, they can't relate.
Right, so either way, I feel like no matter what I tell you, you shouldn't come around my family and act the type of way. No matter what it is.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just like I should be able to, because apparently we have a friendship. If I tell you something, you're not going to see my friend and act no kind of way because of something I told you. You're just going to say, hey, and you might not be all woo, but you know, whatever. I don't know. It's sticky. I haven't ever had that situation either, though, so it's kind of like.
I'm going to say that I haven't. The verdict is still out.
Yeah, as of right now, we haven't.
Shout out to my sister Jasmine. She's tuning in all the way from Cali. Turn up, West Coast.
And then the next. Oh, wait a minute. Man, sharing that family history is scary at times because a lot of folk can't relate to my situation and don't know how to mingle if they know facts.
And that's what I mean. Like, just sometimes, like,
just anything.
That could be you. What if you met somebody and their dad is transgender? Like something you haven't dealt with. You don't hate them, but you would be
awkward.
And they could be offended a little bit, or they could be, you know, it could just be something that you're just not familiar with.
Okay, I understood.
What was you about to say next?
Makes sense. What was that? Oh, and then also the other part of sharing is what do you share with your mate about your past? That's because I couldn't get it out when me and Pierre Javon were talking about it.
Yeah, you was going around.
So it's like I only had the story for her. I couldn't get out what the sharing was. So
let's not use me and you as an example. Use you in a relationship.
How far do you go about your past in your current? Like what matters?
Okay, well, you gonna tell the example or no?
Okay, so the example that I have is a homegirl of mine talks to a guy now, and previously she entertained another guy that's not his friend, but they're close enough to where they may be in the same circle, you know, somewhere, somehow, some way, you know, a pregame or something. Either way, it may be a chance that they're around each other, and he doesn't know that she had any sexual interaction, anything with this guy.
But she did.
But she did. And they liked each other. You know, they talked, but it's irrelevant on her end because it's like, I can't tell him this because I know if I tell him this, he's going to not like me. And even if he does like me, he's going to feel some type of way to the point where it's like, I don't want to talk to you no more if you talk to him. Like, it's that serious. Oh. So it's kind of like one of them type deals where do you go into that with your past or do you allow that to just be something that you take to the grave and if it come up, then it come up. But the flip side of it, if it coming up, the same thing is going to happen. Whether it's 2 years in, whether it's 5, you know, it's like how his reaction still may be detrimental to y'all relationship.
I think that's the story of my life, and I don't say nothing. In terms of everybody, especially when you're talking college environments, everybody kind of know of somebody through somebody else. Now, I wouldn't talk to nobody that was close enough
like that
that I would have to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I don't think that would ever.
And that's happen. The thing. They're not even that close. But it's
but I mean closer than that. I'm saying, so what you're saying is cool to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if it was any degree closer, I wouldn't even be talking to that person, so I wouldn't have to have that conversation.
Right, and that's why when I asked her, you know, I'm like, you know, well, would you tell? And she's like, girl, no. Like, I'm taking that to the grave with me. Like, I would not tell him because I know his reaction will not be
Guys,
right.
what y'all think? Y'all want to know? Guys don't want to know.
But guys, and I was about to say that too. Guys usually don't really care about the things that have happened before the fact. If he ain't ever heard nothing about you, or you know what I'm saying, seen anything for himself, you pretty much fair game. Hey, small pup.
I think that I think if it was the other way around, I think girls be want to know. But girls kind of want to know from a standpoint of they don't want no girl to have something up on them. Because girls are messy and a girl will confront you and try to put you on blast somewhere or whatever. So they want to be ahead of that. But guys don't tend to
Care
do
too
that.
much.
So I don't think that a guy really, it would matter. But if we have any guys listening, y'all can tell us. Or if you're a girl, tell us what you would do.
And we do have a homegirl that wrote in. She says, I told a guy that I've been with before that I was with his friend.
Oh,
And he called it quits. But I wanted him to be able to make that choice, which is why she told him. She told him only after it was getting serious. And it was one of his best friends that she had previously talked to before. But then it's like, well, if it was his best friend and he didn't know about you, then number one, y'all wasn't serious. You weren't the best friend.
Well,
and number two, no, the best friend, the guy that she was talking to. Right. What?
I thought you were saying the guys must have not been really best friends, or are you saying?
Well, I'm saying it must not have been that serious. The girl and the.
That's why I said she didn't say it was serious. She just said they hooked up. So I'm saying.
Right. Because he doesn't know anything about it. So I feel like, I don't know. If they was best friends, because I just feel like if I do a random hookup, I'm going to call and tell Piera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when Piera sees this guy.
So you saying why doesn't the guy know that his best friend
why didn't he even know?
Good question.
Like, why didn't he
we
even
girls,
know?
maybe guys, I don't know. I feel like, do guys,
and the
we're
best,
getting so off the
okay.
topic, but do guys talk, I know guys like talk about it, but I feel like it's just it's way less,
intense.
Personal.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I know, like, I feel like they refer to them just Instagram names.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
Okay, well, she did say that her and the best friend, it wasn't that serious. They were just cuddle buddies.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It was just like he'll come over and kick it with her. So maybe it wasn't nothing to tell the best friend.
So that would go back to the original thing. He don't tell his friends everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
And if you just chilling with somebody y'all ain't never been out nowhere, maybe ain't nothing to tell anyway. So
okay, wait.
Oh, you got another question.
But the friend liked her, so he never said anything. The best friend never said nothing because he knew the friend liked you. Wait a minute.
Child's getting real messy in
y'all
here.
phony.
But okay, moving on. So the other aspect of sharing that we talk about all the time, briefly we touched on, is sharing on social media. So how soon is there a time, if you had to pick a time, would you post something about your significant other?
A year.
Okay. Everybody else, give us your opinions.
Unless it was just like on some spontaneous, sporadic, we hanging out
accidentally
and it's like a snap or something, then okay. But something serious like
not no paragraph.
Yeah.
I ain't with the paragraphs.
Like I might post and y'all still don't know that's my dude. I might have posted my dude before and nobody ever would know.
His arm might have been in my selfie,
right, like,
and you missed it,
and y'all just missed it because y'all wasn't paying attention. But the shade room caught it.
No, yes. I'm not posting my man till I'm married.
Yeah, it's no point because
one, I really feel like stay with me. I really feel like my social media stuff is a brand of myself. Like I like what I post. I like what it represents. Not saying I ain't gonna like my man and all that, whatever. But it's just like that's not what this is about. Not to mention, what does it add to us for me to post it anyway? So, and then people wonder why people end up writing posts about why they broke up with somebody. We wouldn't know y'all was together if you ain't tell us. So, we ain't got to tell all that. But my first post probably will be my ring.
That too, and it makes sense. And like I said, even if I did post, maybe it'll be me feeling a way I've never felt, and I'm comfortable with doing things like that, and I know this isn't ending. Maybe it'll be stability. Right. Maybe this would be like a real stable place I've never maybe been in, or something, because you never know.
Once you about to be posted all over
once you
place.
really feel, I might got a man. What y'all got?
Nothing.
I've been waiting for this. No, but for real, I still don't think. I still don't think it would be an often thing though.
Miss K5 said I won't do it in the future. People normally post stuff when they're proud though.
Makes sense.
But the other thing I was gonna say too, I mean, I think a lot of people post stuff just to be included. Not saying they don't have a good relationship, but they might not normally would have been the type to post, but they don't want you to think that they don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
See, you know, and that's what I say. Some women do post.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, and it's not a big deal if that's what you like to do, because it's good if I know you from the picture and off the picture, and I know this is really what it is. So that's
but
like
your
your
best friend. What I'm saying about being included was, let's keep it real. Sometimes the reason when I was just talking about people announcing they broke up, we've all been like, she must don't go with him no more. She don't post nothing. So people are posting to show you they still go together, because then you thinking they don't go together, which is who cares what people think, right? But I'm saying that's kind of the source.
Yeah, it's just the fact how we've talked about social media before and how deep and intense it has gotten for no reason.
And what about what if your man posts?
That's fine.
But would you feel obligated to post something though?
Because a man,
I mean, yeah,
you take the high road. That's what I feel like. If that's what you want to do, then you should do that.
Right. But
usually, like how we always say, it's never the woman that doesn't know what she's doing. Right. That doesn't know what she wants, or doesn't feel secure, or doesn't think that that's where she wants to be, or whatever the confusion a man often has.
But I'm saying normally we would more expect a woman to post her boyfriend than a man to post his girlfriend.
Backwards.
And so when a woman posts her boyfriend, we've heard stories of women asking their boyfriend to post a picture. Like, let's not get it twisted. Shout out to y'all.
And really,
but what I'm saying is, if he's posting, he is feeling you. This is where he wants to be. So he may feel some type of way that the norm, which is really when the woman is doing it, isn't doing it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and I just think those are come with May. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, yeah.
Because I also feel like when a female wants the guy to post her, it's because the female wants to know the guy feels like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because we all know that at a certain level, a man's going to post somebody. Like, he's going to. You know, and Grant, even if he deleted, you stupid for that, but
Instagram deleted.
Yes, y'all guys,
we saw it.
We seen y'all and y'all ex-girlfriends, like that y'all still probably with and taking the pictures down. Y'all childish and y'all corny, and that's one reason I'm glad I wasn't ever posted, because you delete my picture 59 weeks ago. I'm a screenshot it and post it for TBT.
Lord Jesus.
He gave me my WCW 59 weeks ago reminder. Like, what? Don't be doing that.
Kenny said 50-50. Don't have to post every day, but don't have me posting pics of you and me and you aren't. Have me out here looking stupid. That's what I'm
okay.
Because what I'm saying is society
that's
shows
what
the woman does it. So if a woman not doing it, I'm like, don't question it. That's it.
And that's true, because we do see women that post men, and we can go to their page and she know where to be found. And it's like, she all posting him, but he ain't posting her.
And sometimes we don't even think that. We would doubt it more the other way around. That would be more suspicious. Like, we would expect a woman to post and a man not. We wouldn't be shocked. If a man was posting a girl, you go to the girl page, she ain't got no picture of him. We'd be having everything. She better post. Child,
okay, yeah, I understand. Those are also them situations where you get in it and you'll figure out.
I think if my man was a person that was posting stuff, I imagine my man not to have social media, first of all. But I also imagine him to have really cool captions or one line. Girl, so I just get him on the repost. Good.
And then I just repost it and everybody know what's up. And if y'all don't, so what? That's good too.
There you go, baby.
That's my best friend. Who is that? My best friend? That's my next man. That's gonna be his title.
You know how I feel about that.
Right.
You cannot be best friends with your man. But that's a topic for another day, child. We talked about. Yeah, we did. So tune back. We gotta go ahead to the quote because because today we got our Panthers gear on. If y'all ain't y'all can't see, but when we post on YouTube, you'll see the fan fest is today, and we got.
We forgot to shout that out. We got to get going.
So we're going to move to the quote whenever we get one up and ready. Oh, we got a comment that said, can you read that comment?
If we posting pics and doing good, show me off like you show off your new purse, make me feel special. And that's coming from a guy. And see, that's how I know the same feelings that women sometimes may have, men have those same feelings. They just aren't pressed to share them. Like, they just ain't pressed to talk about it. They just not pressed to get it out there. It's just one of them type deals. Like, it's all good. It is what it is. Like, I know that's me. She know that's me. Whatever.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be so nice if that was just the world we lived in, period, and nobody felt the need to do
anything?
And really, most of that came with people cheating.
Yeah.
People want to post because, well, newsflash, he gonna
do what he wants.
He gonna sign somebody DMs with you as his profile picture.
Because I will say a picture don't mean nothing.
And the girl, if the girl don't care, then he's sliding DMs.
That's why it don't mean nothing.
But we ain't gonna get to that. But I have a quote, I guess, if we lacking over here.
We are. I'm laxed.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this one.
Yes.
Girl.
Let me say it.
She got the quote.
I got a quote today. Okay. Post to see if he takes it.
That's funny. Go ahead.
No, that is. Is this your man?
I'll post on Snapchat.
Yeah, because Snap is life.
But even then, I would wait till we're about to get the ring.
Or either 2 o'clock in the morning.
Here's the gag. I got the ring.
Okay, so here's the gag. This is the quote. When your vision is not clear, you will mistake things and people for what they are not.
Yes, Jasmine is from church. Let me tell you about this service last week, y'all. Service was amazing. So he told this story about, don't give me the line of who it was, but it was a blind man, I believe. He didn't have a name. But a blind man, when he got his sight, he didn't get his full sight yet. To get his sight, he had to look up. But the first thing is the first time he get the first swipe, let's say that, to get his sight, it wasn't clear. So he thought that the men were trees. So the trees and the man standing off in the distance, and he thought they were the same thing. He thought the men were trees. But once he looked up, his restoration was in his obedience. So God told him to look up, and that's when he was restored completely and he could see. But if he would have started walking and left God right then, he would have mixed up everything. He would have thought the trees were man, and he would have been walking up to a tree talking to him. And so the message was, if you don't have a clear vision, you're going to mistake people and things for what they're not. Meaning, if you don't know where you're headed, you're going to meet this person who may be trying to help you and you think they hating on you. You think they don't believe in you because they're giving you constructive criticism, and vice versa. You don't know what you want to do. You're not sure yourself, and you meet people that's egging you on and hyping you up, and they need to tell you, you're not ready. Let's get this together, blah, blah, blah. And that can be detrimental to whatever your vision is. Well, you don't know what your vision is, but it's going to be detrimental to your future because you're unclear.
And that's just like the Bible says, without a vision, the people perish. Without you knowing where you're going, of course you're going to run into everybody that's wrong because you're going the wrong way. Mm-hmm. So, of course, this blind man would have ran into the trees, talking to them, thinking they was human beings, thinking everybody don't like him. Because then it would have went to, I don't got no friends. I don't got nobody. I'm blind. I know you see me. Because I kind of can see you. And then going up to the men thinking they trees and being got smacked or something. Like, you just never know which way it could have went.
Another kind of revelation I got from that was, to me, as the blind man, he didn't know any better. He didn't know anything. All he knew was the back of his eyelids. He saw dark his whole life. So what he was seeing right then was going to be all he knew. And so you can't fault him for all he knew, but the thing about him looking up and being restored with God was that once he included God in it, he knew more.
Got fine.
He was better. But before he was going off of all he knew, he didn't know enough. He didn't even know what anything would be. Even if he would have been clear, he still would have just been seeing what for the first time. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he was starting fresh was like, if he didn't have a vision, he was going to start off wrong, lost.
And that's how it is in real life. Just like she said, we know enough of what we think we know to try to get us to where we think we're trying to go. When 9 times out of 10,
God open your eyes and show you what you're supposed to be doing.
That ain't even the way you're supposed to be going. Then when you finally get a clear view, it's like, okay, boom. And when them people start to drop, it's nothing because it's like, I'm going to the right and you all the way left where I used to be. And I'm not even over there no more.
Yes, so. And PG also said, and coming from being blind, that blurry vision was everything to him. So he could have, if he would have been, because I think there was some other people with him that left or something. But if he would have left right then, he thought that was good enough. Because you can't see your whole life, and now you can see a little bit, you think you popping. Like, if he would have got full of himself that quick, he would have lost all his vision and what he was going to do, later. But really, in actuality, he would have been better off being blind than to be confused and misled and no vision.
Mm-hmm. And have really, in all actuality, God knew he was going to heal that man, so it all worked out.
Yes, have a vision.
Write it down. Make it plain.
Yes! It's August, y'all. Like, this year's flying by.
With
whatever
wings.
you thought you were going to do,
get Stick on to y'all words.
Stay with it. Yes, the word. Recap the word. Write it down. Tell a friend.
To tell a friend. To tell your mama and them. To tune in to Fair Game Friday.
And shout out to my church. I was just about to say that because that really... And I didn't even know I was going to have a quote today, but I just went to my notes and boom, there it was. Road to Damascus, we on UNCC campus every Sunday, y'all, 11 o'clock.
Tell your friend and tell your friend and tell your mama in there to tune in to Fair Game Radio every other Friday.
And we're taking topics, y'all, because the struggle is real. If y'all have any peep game questions, stuff y'all want us to discuss.
Only until we get our production team do we need y'all.
Yes.
And then when we get our production team, y'all gonna have everything.
And we got a relationship series going on at Elevation, Miss K5 said, too. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Fair Game Radio. Snapchat, Fair Game Radio. Because our Snapchat be lit sometimes, y'all. Stay with it.
Shout out to our Snap-episodes that pop up every once in a blue moon. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to YouTube to see those because we do post those also. Very cute, short, interesting, funny things from Nelly P and Pierre Javon. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We hope y'all have a great and safe weekend. And we'll be back when we be back.
Let's go Panthers!
I'm Nelly P.
Football season's coming. I'm Pierre Javon.
And we're excited about football season. This is Fair Game.
Life's not fair.
But we are.
Boom, boom, boom.